What is up, everybody? Welcome to Mother Trucking Monday. Today we're going to be taking this forklift. For whatever reason, it's at the Tesla dealer. Maybe they're doing some improvements. Anyway, we're going to be taking this over into the northeastern part of Arizona. I forget where it was, what city we're going to. And I'm going to try to do this backing up and hooking up from inside the truck here. From what I'm kind of gathering is, since the trailer isn't made for the precise coupling, the advanced coupling of the game, they are a little harder to grab. But I think I can do this from inside the truck. I'm just hoping I don't waste half the episode trying to do this. One of my viewers, Larry Flick. No. Sorry, Larry. Maybe it wasn't you. It was Patrick. Patrick, yeah. One of the backers on Kickstarter. He suggested in an email that I use the top-down view to line it up for the advanced coupling. So if this doesn't work, which doesn't appear to be working for me, I'm going to try his suggestion here, because it is so difficult to get completely centered on that kingpin by looking with the external camera. So we're going to try this. I'm looking pretty dead center right there. There we go. Thank you, Patrick. Take this thing out of reverse here. It's a light load. It's just shy of 16,000 pounds. But we're actually going to get a day trip out of it, which is a good change. And let's see, where were we going? Take Kayenta. Over to Gallon Oil. We're going to take this thing. Kayenta, Arizona. You know what? I know I was thinking about Larry now. Larry suggested in the last video, I couldn't get the mirror mod to work that I downloaded from atsmods.lt, which is pretty much where I get all of my mods from. A few from the workshop, but the workshop, in my opinion, still some slim pickings. He suggested using the one on the Steam Workshop, so I did find it on there, and it does seem to be working. It doesn't, oh shit, doesn't crash a game anymore. That guy was totally in a blind spot. I did not see him. So far it appears to be working. For the life of me, I can't say definitively that it is. Whoa, guys, damn. Alright, thought I was going to T-bone somebody. Anyway, I know I've said in the past that I was looking for some topics to discuss. Wow, that guy straight up hit me. Did I go over the line a little bit? Probably. And I'm grinding gears. You dick. Hit and run. Alright, I want to get over here. Try to concentrate, flipping switches, turning signals, checking where I'm going. Anyway, I think I have a good topic. Now, I'm recording this on June 30th. Like I said, I always record ahead of time. Today, during my travels for work, I was listening to a talk station. Anyway, they're very conservative. They're very much against liberal views of our government, which I think that's why I'm taking such a liking to the channel. And they uncover they uncover a lot of stuff by, investigation, or they make their listeners aware of stuff going on that maybe you're not necessarily going to find in your mainstream news. Take Donald Trump, for example. Is he the answer to the country's problems and all this liberal socialist bullshit that Obama has created, and that Hillary will follow up in, and probably make it a lot worse? I don't know, but he's definitely a better choosing in my eyes than Hillary Clinton is. I think Hillary is a two-faced, conniving liar, and she should not exist in our government anymore. Unfortunately, she has power and she has money to make sure that she stays there. Anyway, they pointed out some stuff. Kind of like how Donald Trump, he doesn't get any of the free press anymore from his antics and his kind of open podium raging sometimes. And it kind of made me think, hey, you know what, you do have a point. Every time I used to hop on, Yahoo News or something like that, because they have a good mix of Washington Post and world news and international news, and it comes from all kinds of different sources. I thought to myself, you know what, I really haven't seen that much of him in the news anymore, in the mainstream news. Of course, they have their theories, the freedom of media, free media, that can report on what they want and how they want. It's all controlled anyway. It's all controlled by liberals and money and power. Some of those things, it's theories. There's no proof. It's theories. Give me tangible evidence. Let me look into it, read it, make my own assumption. Fine. But some of the stories that they come out with, and that they bring to the attention of their listeners, they dive deep. You're not going to catch it on, you're not going to catch their views and the way they report on your local television channel, because let's be honest, news channels, they're so afraid to offend people. They have to remain politically correct so they don't get chastised by the public and the government. Even though the government really doesn't have a say, Obama would hop on television and give his 2 cents about how they weren't fair in the reporting, or showing hatred or favoring a certain group or ethnicity or whatever. This place, it's kind of getting me off track right now. They're not racist. They don't go to the extreme like you could find on a podcast. Because podcast, it's just those podcasts, the owners are the producers, they're the directors, they're the writers usually. It's not a big, huge team. They report on what they want, how they want. But they do walk the fine line of maybe not being allowed to be on the air. Anyway, I heard the news. Now, I'm sure it's all in the main news by now, by the time you see this, of course, and probably now that, I'm talking about it. But something that really grinded my gears, they announced that, the military is now allowing transgender recruits and members of our military. I don't have a problem with that, per se, but the thing I did have a problem with, and you too would probably have a problem with it, is members of our military, and they had a sound clip of one of the spokesperson from the military, and one of the first couple questions within the first 3 questions they asked, what about transgender surgeries? And of course the spokesperson couldn't really lie about it. He couldn't push it off because of course that kind of That kind of thing there would be, you know, just pulled in all kinds of different directions. I'm going to try not to crash while I'm talking. He had to give the answer, and the answer I did not approve of. The answer was something along the lines, I mean, this isn't a word-for-word quote, but depending on the situation, if it is found that a surgical procedure is medically needed, then they would perform. Oh shit! I gotta get over. They would perform the transgender surgery. Now, what does that mean, and why does that kind of grind my gears? Think about it. Your military is operated off of taxpayers' money. So who is going to... Son of a bitch. I had that break down to the floor. Who's going to pay for these procedures? We are the taxpayers. The legal U.S. citizen, tax-paying hard worker. We are going to pay for that. Again, I don't have the issue that transgender is allowed into the military. Gays have been allowed with the don't ask, don't tell policy. But here's what I'm afraid of. You're going to have every Bruce Jenner wannabe, he or she, they're going to join up in the military, and then, you know, hey, I identify as a male, I identify as a female. Now, the other problem in the military is, from what I know, I mean, I did not serve, and I have all respect for anyone that served, gay, straight, man, woman. If you served in the military, I appreciate you. Just like most, if not all, U.S. citizens appreciate you. I can't say all because, well, this country's a little mixed up and fucked up, I guess you could say. And son of a bitch, I knew I was going to get that goddamn ticket. They split the barracks, living quarters, by gender. So that's where the issue's going to come by, and they're going to be chopping dicks off left and right, or gluing some dicks on chicks to turn them into the man that they've wanted to be. Because if you walk in there and say, I identify as a woman, I want to use the women's restroom, I want to sleep with in the women's barracks, I am a woman. In my mind, I am a woman. That's all going to come down to, it's going to be medically necessary to change the gender of that person to accommodate them and to allow them to remain in the military. Which I get that part, because I'm sure you're going to have some kind of pervert somewhere in the military. Yeah, dude, I'm a woman, and I need to sleep in the barracks with the women. I need to shower with the women. I'm sure some smart ass along the way would try it. It'd be pretty stupid, especially in the military, if you ask me. But I can see the stipulation of, sure thing. Let us do a little evaluation, check you out here, and we will schedule your surgery, and off with your cock and balls. That might change a guy's tune real quick. So with that, again, that really grinded my gears. And one other thing that kind of twerked me a little bit. The Navy and the Marines. I was really surprised to hear the Marines, out of their rank, like corpsmen, seamen. Yes, I know. Have your giggle. The man or the men part will be dropped off the title. Whether they're going to change the title or not, there's not going to be any men or man in the word anymore. Now, the Air Force threw two fingers up and said, shove it. This is tradition. This is the way we've been. We're not breaking it. airman, man or woman, you're an airman. Plain and simple. Now, from my opinion, it shouldn't matter if they're calling you a purple snuffleupagus. If that is the title that you signed up for, and you don't like the name, why did you sign up? Why? You know what you would be considered, or the name of the position, or the rank, or whatever. You knew that going in. So you shouldn't cry about it and demand that it gets changed so you can sleep better at night. Again, I was super surprised that the Marines agreed to drop that off. Totally surprised. I would have figured the Navy. Well, not figured. I understand. Maybe the Navy is a little bit more in the middle. I can understand that the Air Force might have, sat right there in the middle. And honestly, I was surprised that the Air Force was the one throwing two fingers up. We're not changing it. Plain and simple. I don't know. What do you guys think about those topics? Put them down. Put down whatever you want down in the comments. It's your First Amendment right. It's freedom of speech. If you piss somebody off, you piss somebody off. All I ask is you have respect for others. Don't come in here throwing around derogatory terms. And again, it is your right. I'm just asking from my channel point of view. I don't promote hate. I don't promote prejudice. I don't promote racism. Now, how long do we have in this trip, man? Because 5 hours. Yeah, I still got a little bit of time. There was, oh Christ, hopefully I get there and not have to sleep. What do I got? Next rest, 5 hours, 5.5 hours. I'm gonna time it just perfect. And there was something else that they reported out that somewhere down in Texas involving Bill Clinton. He just happened to be, and I don't know if this is going to make the mainstream news or if it already has while I'm recording. So yes, oh shit, we gotta turn. A couple of these things might be a few days old. To you, it might be old news, not that important, whatever. But it, again, really grinding my gears. I wasn't happy with it. Bill Clinton happened to be in Texas, I believe. Texas or Arizona, somewhere very, very hot. The reason I say that is, well, Bill Clinton has health issues. He has heart problems. Usually when you have problems like that, being out in 108 degree weather where he was, or 105, somewhere around that, it's not necessarily good for you, especially if you have some major health issues. Not saying you're not allowed out there, but whatever. Supposedly he was out there. He was playing golf. Oh my god, man. Oh, you know why I'm not stopping that good? I put in a physics mod that adjusted the braking distance and strength. I forgot all about it. I'm doing my typical stopping, and I'm not stopping, so don't mind my shitty driving and my 2 collisions so far. We'll chalk that off as a failure to remember the mods that I have. Anyway, Loretta Lynch, U.S. District Attorney. She happened to be flying into the same airport around the time that he was done his 18 holes of golf. And he appointed her to U.S. District Attorney in New York back when he was president. So he knows her. He put her in the position that she's in. Anyway, the way the story kind of goes, and now keep in mind this story would not have been announced or even found out. The news correspondent didn't happen to see it happening. Why they were at the airport, I don't know. Maybe they were there following around Bill Clinton. see whatever, catch some kind of picture or dirt on them. I don't know. Maybe they're stationed at the airports due to all the terrorist threats and bombings and all that horse shit that needs to be handled going on throughout the world. Maybe they were just hanging out there. Maybe, I think it was like NBC or ABC. It was a known news company. Anyway, the news correspondent saw it. He reported on it. I'm not sure if there was pictures or video or whatever, but let me get to the point. So anyway, he hears that, that she's flying in when he's flying out. They, I guess he said, hey, you know what? I want to meet her. I want to say hi. They get on his private jet, and they're in the private jet for about 30 minutes. Once they find out that the news found out about it, of course, we were just saying hi. We know each other from back in the day. It's been a little while. We just talked about our grandchildren. Sorry, I'm not buying that. Now, Loretta Lynch, a U.S. District Attorney, from my understanding, the news reporting that I was listening to, she's the one that's supposed to be making that call whether to bring charges up against Hillary Clinton for the whole email scandal. Now, you take that situation and you tell me how bad does that look. You're going to have a guy that was president that put you where you are today, pretty much, by appointing you to the position of a district up in New York. And then asked to have a private meeting, no one else on that jet, 30 minutes sitting in your private jet, telling her whatever. Now, I seem to think that maybe he said, hey, guess what, Loretta? It's good to see you. How's life? Let me just remind you how you got here. And I still have people in high places. I still have the money to make things happen. And if you do prosecute Hillary, or you do pursue charges, or make a mockery out of the Clinton name, I'll make sure you get removed from it. Make your life a living hell. Whatever. Not even saying it didn't necessarily have to be a serious direct threat as such. But I can almost lay down a year's worth of pay that he didn't just call her in there privately to, hey, how you doing? How's the grandkids? Hey, have you seen mine? Here's some pictures. Yep, just posted them up on Twitter. Whatever. It's bullshit. Now, I was talking to my girlfriend earlier, and, I was kind of talking about the same thing. That's why I kind of got all fired back up before recording. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older that politics and the trash and the bullshit going on in politics have really caught my attention, or if it's because I just, in my opinion, and many, many, many others, I'm just seeing the great United States of America crumbling to the bottom of the drain and circling it. I mean, we're falling apart. We're becoming weak. You look at the government and how they're trying to control everything. I heard something the other day. U.S. Supreme Court, 6-2 ruled in favor of any domestic violence charge that you're found guilty of. You lose your Second Amendment right. I believe it was forever. Done. Cannot own a firearm, you are done. Listened to an audio clip of one of the justices, and he was asking the attorney legitimate questions. Now, from my understanding, the other news outlets, they were cutting it up and making him sound like the bad guy. It was an uncut audio clip of it, and he was asking questions of, a domestic violence matter, no weapons involved, no violent, near-death actions or anything like that. Technically that falls under a misdemeanor. technically, the way the law is written, you can't be removed from your Second Amendment right for life just due to a misdemeanor charge. And if that's the case, I mean, you could, I don't know, say you had one too many drinks, and you get in a little bar scuffle, punch a guy in the face, he punches you, the cops show up, you both go to jail, you get a misdemeanor assault charge. It was dumb, you were drunk, whatever. You're not a violent person, just maybe grabbed your girl's ass. Eventually, follow me here, eventually the government could keep pushing that whole misdemeanor aspect in of, well, you had a charge with some type of violence, you can't ever own a handgun. They can't take that Second Amendment away without the God, I forget how many registered firearms are in the United States of America. It's something crazy, like 4 million firearms or some shit like that. You can't take them all away and run the risk of pretty much your citizens rising up and saying, "Fuck no, we're not going to take this. We will arm ourselves and we'll protect ourselves. This is my constitutional right." If you read the Second Amendment, I don't know it verbatim, but it said that every man should be armed. I don't know if it said man and woman, because back then man was technically everybody. Even though some will argue that the Constitution was against blacks, but there was people that helped write the Constitution that were, pro getting rid of slavery, abolishing slavery, and so on. But anyway, different topic. You got to read it. You got to read into history. It said that every man should be armed. Every man has the right to carry a gun. And the main purpose of having that Second Amendment in there was through the right to defend yourself against your own government. They didn't want another monarchy, or dictatorship or something like that to, take the democracy and evolve it into that. So you had your right to defend yourself, defend your country, defend your family. And nowadays your Democrats, your socialists, they want to take that away. And since they know they can't take that away, they're going to chip at it, little by little, until they get their way. Pay attention to the speed limit here. If you can't see that, maybe you should read into it more, pay a little bit more attention. I can't preach, watch the news, read the news, do this, do that. Sometimes there's days I don't even see the freaking news. I don't watch that much television. I'm a cord cutter, so I stream all my stuff. I get my news either by reading it online, which you can't believe half the junk that's out there, because the media is, I'm sorry, I think the media is influenced many different ways. Or I listen to talk radio shows that, yes, they do take sides, and they are going to give only one side of the. They're going to be appear more one-sided than being balanced. They say they're fair and balanced, and they have said their share about Trump. Like I said, not all of them are fans of Trump, but I can say they definitely disagree about Hillary in total. So I know I've rambled on a lot. I hardly even took a breath. We're here for delivery. Hopefully I can park this goddamn thing. Make sure I'm clearing back here. Where am I parking this thing? I turned into the wrong place? Why is it showing that across the road? It looks like it's a rest stop. Holy shit. Oh, let me turn this bad boy around. Go across the street. But anyway, as I was saying, I wasn't really paying too much attention, and like I said before, that GPS that's on the dashboard, sometimes it's hard to identify exactly where that thing's at. I mean, like from here, you know, getting rid of that. It almost looks like it's right here on the edge of this lot that I'm on, and that's just a rest station across the way. Let me get a good picture of this. Where the hell am I? So, okay, well, I guess it is up in the Texaco somewhere. Anyway, if you found it eye-opening, educational, maybe you weren't aware of it at all because you're like me, maybe you haven't seen or heard the news for, you know, a week or so. A lot of my coworkers, they kind of don't follow this stuff or maybe bring it up. That, and a lot of times I'm not around my coworkers. Okay, easy park job. So sometimes it doesn't come up in topic unless I bring it up. You know, because sometimes it, as I'm reading Yahoo stories, it pisses me off, and I'll go crazy on the comments and type shit out, call people out, and stuff like that. A lot of times I receive tons and tons of thumbs up on my comments because, I mean, let's be honest, I'm a realist. If you don't like it, that's your right. Just like it's my right to be able to say what I want, how I want. And I'm personally I'm very tired, growing very tired of being told what I can and can't do and say and act. I'm a decent human being. I've never had a criminal background. I've never been placed in handcuffs, you know, for breaking the law. It's not that hard to do to stay out of prison, in my opinion. Just a little bit here. But yeah, make sure you guys give it a like. I really want to hear your comments. You know, that's the biggest reason I probably brought it up was I want to make you aware, and I want your feedback on it. So please let the fingers fly on the keyboard. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about it, and if I get some really good, interesting comments or some debates happening in it, maybe the next Mother Trucking Monday I will continue the whole topic over and read some of the comments in of what people had to say. So anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time. Alright guys, that's my time, and remember, if you did like the video, click the like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more videos to come. And if you have time for another video, check out the one right here. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.